Hello. Yet another ITSL game from me. I'm playing very badly recently and I'm facing Marco de Santis from Italy. Head to head 1-1. Higher rating than mine, as you see. So I have Suez, I don't have defectors or the goal, but I have Red Scare Perch and I have NATO, so it should be doable to dominate Europe even with this setup, provided I'm not successfully couped in Italy, which could happen after socialist governments, and playing a 4 to roll a 5 or a 6, or playing a 3 to roll a 6. Deco is probably going to space. So, because blockade will mitigate Suez crisis, so I have to play Korean War. So I probably should hurry with Korean War. UN intervening NORAD with influence to Libya. That's kinda sorta strange start. Okay, I play this and then I have 6 ops left. NATO, Truman and blockade. So I shouldn't push France too early. I should push it point by point, I guess, to mitigate the potential de Gaulle. And regretfully I lost this one. Much to my dismay. Of course it was 50-50. But had I won this one, I'd have significantly fewer problems. Okay, NATO to France. And then what? Let's wait for him, and as I have to space anyway, let's be the first to space. 2 points gained back. Okay, so this was what he had. Now, even if he has the goal and plays it, I just put the 3rd point in France, and if he keeps fighting for France, I have Truman. This event wasn't particularly painful for me, so we can focus on Middle East and on military operations. Both use the same way. It's cooing Egypt and Libya, and of course I would like to have higher cards for these coups, but I don't. But 4 was acceptably good. At least it equalizes Middle East for now, and of course it reduces the potential punishment for military operations. To 0, because he's not gonna have it as well. Okay, what do we have here? Blockade is gone. 1 D card's gone, the other's waiting. Defcon is at 4, worth noting. If I play 5-year plan and the entire hand but US-Japan Mutual Defense Pact and hold the China card, I'll boost containment 6 times. I don't need to space any of them, although Vietnam revolts may be a good candidate to space. So let's play containment. The goal followed by a 4-op like Marshall Plan denies my European domination. This is why it would probably be better to have Defcon higher. Lower, sorry. On the other hand, I can try playing Vietnam revolts with Defcon at 4 if he allows, and then coup Vietnam. This is risky, but his +1 and my +1 because after Vietnam revolts, even if I roll a 1, I'm emptying it. So this is an empty event. If I roll anything more, I seize the initiative. I'm taking this, and I'm winning this, and that was lucky, I must admit. Influence with the goal. Whoa. Okay, this is understandable, because Middle East is the only region to be scored yet. If I coup, he counter coups, and I can't stop his domination. But okay, I can walk through Asia. He doesn't even have to counter coup, but if he does, my position is somewhat crippled in the Middle East. Coughing in Iran. No, Panama. Maybe that was justified as well. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So Europe is boosted strongly. But hey, now we can fight for equalizing Middle East. Of course, sometimes in the meantime I should walk to Thailand, but now I have priorities. Maybe I should have secured Panama access. I keep forgetting about it. I must honestly say this was the case, and I forgot about it. Arab-Israeli war. I can make it safe by putting Lebanon and Jordan, or I can make it held, then space, and make Israel safe by other means. I assume Libya. To which I respond here. Because this is a battleground. Yes, I know I'm vulnerable to Muslim revolution now, but it comes after Middle East is scored. I also know I could use special relationship, but I wanted to have this one op extra to be able to attack Thailand. For example, now I can use special relationship to take Lebanon and Thailand. Yeah, he scored. But I think Lebanon is worth anyway. Just not take Thailand. Crawl through Pakistan. And then make Arab-Israeli war perfectly safe by Jordan, India and Laos, Cambodia. And Vietnam revolts to secure anything in Asia that may go wrong. Now, as of Europe, socialist governments stop my domination, but I guess it's not wise to secure against it, like over controlling UK and West Germany once more. France is also vulnerable to de Gaulle and less, but also to Suez crisis. Israel is vulnerable to Suez crisis followed by Arab-Israeli war, but I think I can accept this risk. You would have to have the combo plus roll a 6. Yep. Fortunately failed. F4 must have failed here. I don't really understand why Israel is counted as a country for a war modifier. I guess this is because the target country is force tab, which is never else the case elsewhere. But I want to know the historical background, and nothing comes to my mind, honestly. Now Vietnam revolts can just be gone, in which case I use containment to its full extent. Do I need overprotecting Thailand? Maybe I don't need it now. Yeah, decal can come, and I don't want to be worried about it. He got distal. I got decal again. I got defectors which he doesn't know about. Normally I would be hesitant to play it because I prefer to play more aggressively in the headline, but I don't have more aggressive headlines. East European unrest is completely pointless. US Japan, okay, this is aggressive because this dominates Asia immediately. But I don't think he's risking headlining Asia, even if he has it. I think he may headline socialist governments, or no, I can't count on him headlining these two. Maybe he can headline CIA. But I can't catch him, I can only keep CIA in the deck by defectors. Oh. I assume he's headlining socialist governments, failing to trigger the event and then playing CIA, getting rid of the card, yet showing me his hand. And for CIA I have an ingenious realignment target for in Iraq. So as of my hand, decal goes to space, fiddle goes to space if I can space twice, the goal goes to play, then it's self-repaired and yeah, socialist governments. Then it's self-repaired and I can even take Algeria. Yeah, as I assumed. CIA, Europe scoring, distal, duck and cover. Doesn't have anything against the scoring. If I don't coup, I'm leaving military operations for him. If I do coup, what is he doing? He's spacing duck and cover. That's out of the question, I guess. And he's giving me points from Boo. From Europe. What I can do is to try to convince him that I have Asia scoring. I could try to convince him that I have Middle East scoring, but this would be of no good. So I must remember that my only playable high card is now US and Japan Mutual Defense Pact. I mean, I can play the goal, but I have to respond the particular way to what it does to me. Distal event, yep. I think he's taking Zaire now. Yeah, he could safely ignore the Asian threat of mine. Okay, let's make our the goal play. he has Europe scoring, nuclear test ban, duck and cover, special relationship and NORAD. Yeah, I remember. I think he's gonna hold NORAD and space duck and cover, because he's not gonna want to activate NORAD. The bad news is his nuclear test ban can be of good use in Chile and neighborhood. I should have played US Japan and tried to realign him at least from Chile. But he spaced now, and with success, so I'm spacing right now as well, because I don't want him to be able to space twice. Now I no longer should play US-Japan Mutual Defense Pact to realign, because he may get involved in ops war against France. And I certainly don't want to lose these points. Okay, now that he had scored Europe, I think I should take this risk. Okay, it worked at -1. How about this at 0? It worked. So now what? Panama's at -1. Same applies to Venezuela and Brazil. Let's try to cut his access here. Three influence removed by 4 rolls, one of which was at 0 and 2 of which were negative. This is a good outcome. I must say it honestly. And this is a good answer from him to play special relationship before NORAD. I think I'll take Canada anyway. Now, it's not wise to leave Zaire like this. I now think he's gonna take Brazil and Uruguay. But I didn't expect over-controlling Uruguay. And I am going to Nigeria. I need a miracle in South America. ABM Treaty looks like a miracle for South America, plus I have Africa scoring. Plus I have Voice of America, ABM Treaty and puppet governments at the very early stage of the game. So this is very lucky, and this may be game-changing to some point. First ABM Treaty, because I certainly don't want it to be captured by Missile Envy. With ABM Treaty, I can do things like taking Nigeria and South Africa, threatening immediate victory. But of course it stops working if he has South America scoring. However, now I feel I'm lucky. Red Scare, containment, 2 European scorings when I was in a very good position to dominate Europe. He may have troublesome hand with Asia. I think what I should do is to play conservatively, so coup Venezuela. On the other hand, he gets a counter coup, and puppet governments are then less helpful than I'd like them to, because Argentina, I still need Colombia to get some presence. Well, of course, Voice of America is great. He's red scaring me. But it doesn't work for ABM Treaty. I got just enough. But now if he counter coups Venezuela, I may address Africa directly with the China card. If he coups anywhere in Africa, I probably should consider using the Voice of America, but it of course depends on the result of the coup. If he coups Angola and ends up with a 3 there or more, my best bet is, I guess, puppet governments to Nigeria, Argentina, and... but he's giving me 2 victory points with Nixon. Yet flipping Angola. So, as I said, is this my best bet? Because what else? If I play it, he may take Zaire, grabbing my African domination. But this is still worth, because it's not a 2-point card, it's a 1-point card. Plus I'm now threatening quite seriously in South America. So I think the China is gonna be played. 2 cards held. Cuban Missile Crisis Zaire? No. Argentina. I tend to play it anyway. So let's stop him dominating. And now Asia. Oh, whoa, whoa. Oh, whoa, whoa. Okay. Let's cash this. Asia no longer scores for me. It's +1 for him. Southeast Asia is... blah. He also got this. Okay. Play event. Yeah, I don't want to see you, my friend. I certainly can live without you. Even more, I can live without you. How about junta? let junta leave. So, Romanian. Brezhnev, I think yes, I think I can give him Brezhnev before I actually play the Voice of America on my last action round. Hey, this is a very good situation. I'm leading massively on victory points, and even if I'm not gonna win on the spot, he doesn't have too much gainers of points. I mean, he would have to gain some game changer. Like Central America control, which is of course possible. Serious crisis. And this very much looks like Asia scoring in his hand. So let's speculate a little on this. I didn't have too many better targets for the Voice of America anyway. Of course, one more and I could dominate Middle East. Kitchen debates to only equalize Asia, and it activates actually. So let's Southeast Asia go, and let's have some presence here. In case he coups me in Mexico, I have a realignment option. And I'm only 3 points away from the victory. Which makes me eager Shuttle diplomacy looks promising, but how I learned to stop worrying is setting up arms race victory on the spot. And I think it's worth, because I didn't over-control Pakistan. So he may take it with the China card, preparing Asia scoring. And with how I learned, I guess I can set up DEFCON at any level I'd like. Of course, if he plays Missile Envy, the whole plan must be discarded, because he then gets shuttle diplomacy, which he is almost certainly going to use for a coup in Guatemala. But if I then play Missile Envy to Pakistan and Mexico, maybe there isn't another coup to follow. Oh no, but after he coups, it's his turn. So it's not that easy, but still should be good. as how I learned, is always somewhat trappy. I should take Burma one time or another if my plans don't go well. First, because I have Southeast Asia scoring, and second, because I should protect India against Indo-Pakistani war, and third, to avoid being dominated in Asia right after Indo-Pakistani war if he wins it anyway, because now it's 6 versus 5 in country count in Asia, and 2 versus 2 in battlegrounds. Of course, there's always shuttle diplomacy for the rescue. As of red cards in my hand, Willy Brandt is annoying due to VP giveaway, but if I'm not winning on the spot, it's fully acceptable. South African unrest is almost painless. OPEC is quite painful, but if it can be reduced to 2 victory points, how I learned. Okay, then. What's my DEFCON setup in this case? Let it be 2. Of course I'm not winning. Not now. Liberation theology is rather annoying, and Fiddle is rather annoying for the same reason. Central America is the region yet to be scored, and potentially giving my opponent the highest amount of victory points. Cambridge 5 influence. He didn't take Pakistan. Arms race can wait. But securing against Asian domination should not. Now it's 7 versus 6, so after a lost war, I'm gonna have to bury arms race to take Japan. Okay, this is also something. But at least I know where to concentrate. Now, South African unrest, resolve event first. It may turn out that I have Fiddle for free. Now Mexico is one obvious target, and Chile is another obvious target, because I haven't seen Allende yet. Now suddenly the whole hand is almost playable. Liberation Theology the worst card, OPEC the second worst, I guess. If he takes Cuba, my best bet, I guess, is to play Fido, trigger the event first, yes, and then realign Cuba. And this doesn't differ much from the standard fiddle play, except that he's using points to achieve this. Alliance for Progress. Yep. So I think Central America scoring is coming. And how much is it? 4. I don't want to give you a 4. But can I stop it? I could realign Panama. But it really doesn't look right. Okay. Let's play arms race. Persuading him into score Central America right now. Because I want to free my Liberation Theology playing. Southeast Asia scoring, so Middle East and Asia are the scorings left. Sadat is waiting. Ooh, yeah. That was fortunate. Liberation Theology is now self-reparable. OPEC is worse than Willy Brandt by 1 victory point, but it's also better by 1. Normal point. Nah. I think Brazil is better due to some further touchers. Okay, let's get rid of you. So he indeed had the Indo-Paki. I think he should have scored it earlier. So now Middle East, South America starts looking promising. But Liberation Theology must be used in Central America, because my best bet now is to avoid leaving things giving him multiple victory points. As long as I lead by 13 and I dominate somewhere, the fact that he can gain here from OPEC, win the war, one from Asia, etc., is none of the pain. But I can't tell you which scorings are going to come back and which are not. I'm still awaiting grain sales to Soviets. I'm still awaiting Asia scoring, hoping to not get dominated there by this time. I'm awaiting Sadat in Middle East, and I'm awaiting light, so excuse me for a while. He doesn't have anything to discard, does he? No. So let him trigger this event. I assume 2 Mexico and 1 Dominican Republic. One Cuba is certainly better. I have the light turned on, the rollers of the windows out. Grain sales, bird trap, Panama Canal. And of course long gunman hurtful. Yeah, this is his best bet. My long gunman. Bird trap or grain sales? If he plays missile envy, he gets flower power. I think grain sales is always better than a bird trap, but bird trap serves the same purpose. Unless he plays quagmire on me. And I didn't see quagmire so far. So grain sales it is. Bear trap, yeah, bear trap would be good. Now I think it, because I could play long gunman with Defcon at 3. But grain sales steals Defcon coup and may be used to realign Iraq. So, Cultural Revolution is somewhere still. U2 incident costs 1 point because UN intervention has been played. Yeah, I was quagmired, as expected, so maybe grain sales was a better choice. Colonial rare cards. If I play it, it's kinda sorta wasteful. So I will return it and use grain sales for a coup in Libya. A quite successful one, although of course if he has the scoring, he just puts 3 there. But at least he can't gain domination by himself in Middle East. He can do it in Asia. But can he in a single move? That's a good question. The China card to Japan is not sufficient. The China card to Laos, Cambodia and Indonesia is sufficient, so he can. What am I discarding? I think OPEC, Portuguese Empire, is still better. Okay, yeah. this couldn't be helped. So now I am awaiting his space race attempt. Oh! I discarded U2 incident instead of Portuguese Empire crumbles. That was a misclick. And I should regain Asia, this is what I feel. But what are the priorities? Domination in Middle East by itself is worth 2, plus the third one for the battleground. Okay, let's fight for it. And let's provoke the fight in Libya, even if I lose this influence later on by Muslim revolution. He's gonna be vulnerable to Dragon bombs Libya. But he's not, he's scoring it. So now that all the scorings are gone, let's just play. I'm still awaiting Kennedy, and I can discard about any number of cards to it. Okay, so I think I should counter coup here. Should have could better. Okay. So the question remains, what am I doing with all this stuff? I think I'm playing aggressively here. Yeah, he has Cultural Revolution, I know. I assume he's playing Kennedy now. Or stuff like this. Oh, John Paul. Therefore, I'm not bear-trapping him. Probably. So why make it easy for him to discard colonial records? Wait. One is enough. No, it wasn't. Yeah, let it be this way. Oh, I got Europe and Middle East and Canada and Cultural Revolution. And more to the point, I got Junta, which is such an obvious headline. The Great DEFCON. He knows I have one gunman and he knows I have Asknot. I hope he doesn't have Asia. And if this is true, this game may be winnable this turn. Very luckily, of course, but maybe. Junta, I think the best it could do is to break Panama and coup Argentina. Coupping Argentina offers the best odds. On the other hand, Brazil offers much against Venezuela. Realignments. Of course, the best odds are in Argentina, followed by he's gonna get NATO. Okay. So let's perform coup. Yeah, I need this DEFCON. And yeah, you have 4 points and a move. What you don't have is knowledge about my hand, and what I can do is play Asknot whenever I like. So I can try to establish domination in the Middle East, and if he attacks it with Muslim Revolution, I can just discard Middle East. I can also discard Europe if he now breaks France and takes it. Although this would be annoying to some extent. And of course I can play salt negotiations, play long gunman, and hold Kennedy if I suspect that the next turn might be even worse. Space cultural. Give up U2 incident, but let's first try to win this game. East European unrest and Africa. The targets are rather obvious. Missile envy is at Middle East is at 3. Oh, Camp David Accords still somewhere. Oh, let's provoke him to score Africa soon, if he has it. Okay, this is also an option. I forgot about Che. But I don't think it's very bad. He isn't fighting for Americas, so he probably doesn't have any of them. He may have Africa. I don't think he has Asia, because this way he would have played it. And I have Europe finishing the game. Thank you for watching. I made it to 2 versus 1 against this opponent, but this was rather one-sided game because luck was certainly on my side. I don't know if I played it well or not. Thank you for watching. See you next time.